1 of Season 3 of the OCE Racing League. 5 lights, 26 laps. And when they're ready, they'll be off. Is that a false start? No, it's not. It's a bit of a bug. Oh, there's a crash? No, what is happening in the background there? Someone just mounted somebody on my screen. We've got contact. It doesn't look like any too big incidences. And Moggs is already
a
second and a half up the field.
So someone's dropped it through T2 there.
Look at this pack. This is incredible. Moggs is just gone. And everyone else is fighting for everything they've got. Plenty of lockups. Joe and Tycho right next to each other. Zox trying to stay in the background there. Jules starting to find some air. He's got a 3.5 second gap already to Moggs in P1. That is incredible.
Amazing. But if you can make work like that, then you're set for the race.
He's in for a great starting stint if he can stay in there, especially. Oh, there's a safety car. We have a safety car, and that's Kiwi. Kiwi is out of the race. And this is no good for Moggs, who is out to a 6-second lead.
Moggs is not going to be very happy with that.
Oh, poor Moggs.
He's been absolutely belting his car, trying to build up that lead. And it was all for nothing once the safety car comes out.
But it does help the tyres. Those softs will be thanking the safety car.
Yeah, it's true. But
Jules has come into the pits.
Advantage.
He had damage. He has to replace a wing.
Well, someone's getting held up here. Who is this?
That's a shame.
Tycho has just been held up massively in the pits.
How many did we have
Very
pit?
slow stuff.
More than half the field have just come in.
More than half of the field, yeah.
Well, hello everybody and welcome to Tier 1, Round 2 of the OCE Racing League. My name's Gwackle and I'll be with you to bring you all the action today. Chris Mania joining me soon in the box. Here's last week's results. You were just watching a clip there of some of the highlights from last week. Of course, the finale of the race we missed on stream thanks to a glorious Codemasters bug where we all got kicked out of the lobby. But the final standings, we had Moggs up top, Jules in second, Piero in third, rounding out the podium, which I don't think changed from when we left the footage, which is good. And then the battle that we were watching towards the end of that crazy race last week, which was really exciting. JDZ Sev in fourth, Tycho Hendricks in fifth, Joe in sixth, Wobble Candy in seventh, I Love Controller in eighth. And they were all battling it out for the points there, 4th through 8th, all finishing quite close to each other. And then Ubiquitous Shadow in 9th, Sex with a bit of a poor showing for the first round in 10th. He was in the wars from early on in the race. Zox as well. We're keen to see how Zox does this season after winning the Tier 2 championship, finishing in 11th. Which would normally be outside the points, but now, of course, 11th brings you 15 points, so make sure you stick out the rest of the race. And then 12th window, confirmed in 13th, which is perfect for confirmed, given he's the number 13. Peanuts in 14th, rounding out all the finishers, who I think actually kind of left early, so he's lucky to finish the race, I suppose. And then now, of course, our unlucky drivers from Tier 1 last week, John Jang, Oreo and Kiwi, rounding out the positions there. The season this week, we're actually taking a break next week, so I thought I'd let you know about that now. Next week is Anzac Day, so we'll be taking a break. A lot of people tend to go away or just have some me time on Anzac Day, so we won't be doing that. We'll be acknowledging the holiday and to commemorate Anzac Day. We won't be racing, but we'll be back the week after for the Netherlands, or Nederlands as I like to call it, and then taking another break. So a couple of breaks coming up. Mother's Day is quite important to some people, not so much to me. I love my mother. Hi, Mum. But I don't really care for Mother's Day. But plenty of people like to do stuff on the Sunday for Mother's Day. So Not really fair to force the drivers into the action that week. And then coming back for Monaco, which should be quite interesting. The drivers, they're in the game, they're in the lobby. And I can tell you right now, we're in for an interesting qualifying session because there is light rain about. Light rain in qualifying. Shall I tell people what's happening for the race? Well, the drivers should already know. So, it's a dry race. We've been waiting for one, Chris. If you're there, we've been waiting for a wet race, and it's still not going to happen, Chris. Welcome to the box.
Hello, and thank you, and welcome yourself. Yeah, we've been hanging out for a... China is a scary track in the wet. We did a wet practice race yesterday, and oh, I don't know about that.
We don't know. It was interesting. I think I mean, there's certainly one driver on the track who is just like hoping for a wet race at some point soon, and that's Piero. He's been just... He's like, where is it? Where's my wet race? So I'm sure he'll manage to get a decent stint out here on the inters for qualifying. The qualifying session does look like it's going to dry up, so I don't know exactly how the rules of the game work here, but I think that if you put in a lap on a dry tyre, you will then have to start on that tyre regardless of whether you've gone out on intermediates. So I wonder if some of the drivers will be thinking about, if they get in a solid lap on the inters and it does start to dry up, do they not go out again and start on fresh tyres from wherever they've qualified?
Yeah, interesting point. It's going to depend on that mechanic. What is the rule in F1? I think if it's a wet session, then it's free tyre choice.
Yeah, I don't know. So I guess it's kind of different here because we've got the short structure, you know. So
yeah, it is.
That brings out a bit of a spanner there, but yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting one. I have to get
I need a hand right now. My brain is going blank. What is the name of the telemetry software?
You can't remember what SimHub is. Is that what you're looking for?
I forgot the word SimHub. Like, I had one mental blank. I'm just staring at my app list. I'm like, what is it called?
I think Piero was first out on the track last week as well. So he'll be the first to put in a lap, which is good. One of the wet specialists. The other wet specialist, who's not here today, was our P2 from last week, which is Jules. No DRS. I was about to say Piero doesn't have his DRS open, but no DRS given that it's wet. So that's an interesting one. It'll be opening at some point. 5.4 kilometers the track here at China. This first set of corners, so slow yet so tricky. So tricky. Oh, we know everyone's on inters. We don't need to see that information. Well, it's looking pretty tidy so far. Let's see. He's in P6 on the leaderboard. Whoever's in P12, that's Zox. Zox is running faster. He's 4/10 up in Sector 1. So Piero's first lap here. About the same as everyone else who's on a hot lap at the moment, except for Zox, who's a few tenths up. Coming into Sector 2, a 32.4 for the sector. Pretty decent in the wet. And we'll keep an eye. And Zox has gone faster again. So Zox is almost a second up here. So we're going to let Piero finish his lap, and then we're going to cross over to Zox to see how Zox can finish it out. Down the back straight, one of the times where you get to kind of take a break. You were talking about breaks last week, Chris. Is it the same here in Tier 2? Did you put the feet up down the back straight?
It's a pretty long one. I don't know. It doesn't feel quite as long as, you know, the epic straight at Azerbaijan.
Yeah. Little moment there from Piero. I don't know if he was just adjusting or if he's lost a bit of traction there. So Piero will come across the line. It'll be provisional pole for the time being. A 1:45. That's Zox.
P1.
There he is. Zox with a 1:44.4. Stealing the thunder straight away. Who do we have down the back straight? Let's look at Moggs. Our race winner from last last week. How's he looking right now? No purple sectors. So it won't be the fastest unless his third sector is a monster. I think that'll be an invalidation. I don't know. He might have stuck it in there. He manages to go P2 with an interesting line on the back straight there. Let's have a look at Kiwi, one of the drivers who's driven twice today, locking up around the back. How's Kiwi doing? Not terrible, you know, in the wet. Very equivalent first sector to the top three. It could be a decent start for Kiwi. I take it back. He's obviously had a moment there. 7 seconds off the pace. I looked at his first sector time. I was like, yeah, pretty good. My bad.
It's so easily done. Like, so many corners around China. You'll just slip a little bit off the line, like that T1, 2, 1, 2, 3, I think, sector section. It is just, you just hemorrhage time if you get the line a little bit wrong. Yeah. It's awful. And it feels so slow is the worst part.
It does. I think those are the trickiest ones mentally, aren't they? The corners where you're... Oh, Peanuts has had a spin. Oh, that's his lap. That's his lap done and dusted. Hopefully he's fueled up for a couple. That's a shame. So not on the board yet. Yeah, sometimes it's that mental game where it's so slow that you're telling yourself, this is bad, you know? And you're like, I need to go faster. But if you go faster...
I definitely... Yeah, in the last race, in the Tier 2 race, you're definitely sitting there just crawling around the corner like, can I blast the throttle yet? Can I do it? Can I do it?
Oxygen up on the curb a little bit on the entry to that nice big flowing right-hander onto the back straight. Turn 12 and 13. Apparently they're 2 corners, but really it's only one. DRS down the back straight. He's got a purple middle sector. So this is looking a decent lap for Oxygen. Around the last corner, let's see if he can keep it tight. Oh, he's into the pits! Interesting. So purple middle sector and then bails out. Fascinating.
Yeah,
is it because it's drying up?
It does. I mean, it stopped raining, hasn't it?
Yeah, I would have committed, but I guess he wants to get on the softs early.
Well, yeah,
let's have a look at Big Jim.
The session's not very long.
Yeah, into the pits. Who's out the back there? It's Piero. What's Piero going to do? I'm assuming also come into the pits.
Who's on, I think, car number 8 is on softs at the moment? Someone heading out on softs?
Let's have a look. We got Moggs putting on the softs. Window putting on the softs. Still in the pits though. There's a queue in the pits. Everyone has dived in. Who can get out first on the pits? on dry tyres?
Looking at someone's being held up there.
J Rocket is still out on the track. J Rocket, for those of you playing at home, is John Jang.
That's right, last week.
A new livery as well. We'll have to...
That's a nice one. I like that.
Yeah, it's not bad. I saw Peanuts as well. It's very clean.
Oh, it's very shiny.
Anytime anyone says the word shiny, I just immediately think of the crab. Shiny! Alright, here comes Moggs. Has Kiwi had an incident at the back? What's going on there, Kiwi? Oh, I think he's just struggling. Alright. He's trying to get it home.
Yeah, those tyres are undoubtedly pretty spicy right now. Caliente.
Caliente.
Yeah, the track looks pretty damn dry. Everyone's switching onto the softs or mediums. We've got a couple of medium runners actually.
I've often wondered.
Aero.
I've often wondered about the transition period. I feel like in the real world, they're always going to be on the softest compound. But I don't know that it necessarily works that way in the game.
Like you'd want to be on the softest compound?
Yeah, because it's still a bit slippery, obviously. And
oh yeah, I see what you're saying. That's interesting. That's a good point.
Yeah, the harder the compound, the less grip you're going to get because it's slippery. I don't. I'm not explaining it very well.
I mean, the 3 sets of slicks are probably equally as bad at moving water, given they're all same surface on the tire.
Indeed.
But you're right. Might be at a bit more of an disadvantage if you've got the harder compounds on.
So Zox, I was talking about in the pre-show, looking for a good showing from Zox after winning Tier 2 last season, and he's currently provisionally on pole. But Moggs is going to reply with the first lap on dry tyres. Moggs, our hot lap video, which you can check out on YouTube for this week. So he's capable of a very, very low 129. And that looks pretty tidy so far. Oh, these camera angles. What are you doing to me, Codemasters?
That's what you wanted to see. Oh, look at that.
No mistakes so far. The hairpin of turn 6. Now, usually this left-hander here, turn 7, is flat. Where's the button? There we go. On board. How's he looking so far? It's definitely purple sector 1, but not a purple sector 2? Yes, it is. Okay.
It is.
Did I just say that slightly too early? Yeah, that was the sector section. He just crossed the line back there. Turn 12 and 13 out onto the back straight. Mog's one of the better guys of the better lines onto the straight. I don't know.
Looked a little bit tentative there.
Oh, it's still soft, still slippery, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
He usually has a very tight line around that corner. A little bit of a lock up on the inside. So how much faster will he go here? It's potentially 10 seconds faster. 13 and a half seconds. You'd have to say that swapping across to the softs was the right move. Here comes Sex. Sex AMG, 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 AMG.
Is that the correct amount of AMGs?
I might have left one off, to be honest. Let's see. P3, can he improve? He hasn't improved his position? Or is he just starting his lap? Okay. He must have been on outlap. Who's that with a purple sector 1? It's I Love Controller.
Yeah. Purple sector 2 as well.
Oh, look at this. There's a couple of tenths in it. Oh, yeah. It's looking like he's potentially 2 or 3 tenths faster here. Just keeping it in the line there.
Wow.
Very close. DRS open. Peanuts coming into P2. Piero just behind him in P3 on the mediums.
I think someone else has taken that fastest first sector. So it looks like Track Evolution playing a big role at the moment.
I Love Controller will potentially be going P1 tentatively for now with 4 minutes left in the session. There it is, P1 by half a second. Well done.
Sex with the first 2 sectors purple right now.
Let's go on board. Yeah, we don't need to look backwards. We'll look forwards instead, as Sex does. As he's got 2 purple first sectors. What is the delta difference? He's potentially up by another 2 or 3 tenths here. In fact, he's lost.
What's this? I think I Love Controller's just taken the first sector back.
I know. I was just looking at that, trying to understand what was going on with my timing board. Sex goes P1. I Love Controller's going back to back. Let's go back to him. Moggs is in the pits.
So lap on lap, they're just getting faster and faster. The track is drying up.
It's ballsy. I mean, like, softs, he's going to be starting on these tyres, and he's putting in 2 hot laps on them. And he's caught Piero here. Is Piero also on a hot lap? Piero in P6. I don't think Piero's on a hot lap. So this could be good for I Love Control. This could be a toad. Piero is on a hot lap. He's got the DRS wide open.
No.
Is this good or bad for I Love Controller? I don't know. Oh, he's got a break. This is a moment.
They've touched.
All right, that's that lap gone. I don't think that if Piero's on a hot lap, I don't think that I Love Controller can ask too much about that, because he just caught him too quickly.
Yeah, that was just wrong place, wrong time. You need to leave space in front of you when you're going out on your hot laps.
Indeed.
You're not entitled to the space.
Where's Joe? Is Joe in the pits? Joe's in the pits. Who is out on a hot lap right now?
Got... who's this?
11 just goes across. I think that window just finishing.
There.
Let's have a look at Rocket. So, I'm not sure, but I feel like J Rocket.
It is absolutely pronounced J-Rocket.
Yeah, but
I
is it
told him that I will pronounce it Rocket because that's what it looked like.
is it a tip of the hat to what happened at Baku? That's what I was wondering.
I'm not sure. It didn't occur to me to ask. That is a good point.
Kiwi comes across the line and improves. Kiwi up to P5. Well done, Kiwi. Let's see where J Rocket ends up after this one.
Looks like he's
into the pits. I thought he was.
No, I don't think so. I don't think he was hitting greens.
Alright. Piero. What's Piero got? He's still out on the mediums.
Sex has improved his first sector.
Is Moggs just biding his time? Sex is in the pits. I Love Controller's back out again. Moggs.
Advanced telemetry usage.
Moggs is on his way out. Alright, so this is the last hurrah. We've got a few guys out the back here. Confirmed coming across the line. Improves up to P5. Great job, Confirmed.
Nice.
As Ubiquitous comes into the pits. I'm going to assume that our telemetry is off. The session is meant to end in 45 seconds, but there's a whole bunch of drivers coming out of the pits.
Yeah, you got to assume there's up to like 30 seconds difference in what they say.
Indeed. I think Windows starting a lap now. It says flying lap on my board. Look at this train. Let's have a look at the back here. There's a train of about 5 drivers coming around the hairpin at turn 14. This will be interesting.
Hopefully they space themselves out.
We've got Kiwi at the back, followed by...
Zox at the front?
I think who's leading it? It is Zox. Zox the first one. Who's getting the toe there? It's Peanuts. Peanuts trying to get a toe off Zox.
No, I don't know, Peanuts. It's very close. It's risky.
In behind Peanuts is Joe. I Love Controller's just started his hot lap. We'll have a look at him in a minute. Oxygen starting now. P6 is just coming out of the pits, or he's just gone in. I think our timing board's completely shot. But that's okay. All right, Peanuts, how's this toe going to do for you?
So it's really... The toe is only worthwhile down the straight. Everywhere else, it's just going to slow you down. And now he's on softer compound, so you'd expect him to be catching. I don't know. It's not the greatest position I don't think he's put himself in. But
well,
we'll
his
see.
first sector...
He will absolutely get the toe down the straight.
His first sector is 0.002 different to Zox. So they're identical first sectors, practically. Alright, there we go. The line's just gone, so there's a minute out. Just got the checker flag. So everyone coming across the line now. We've got J Rocket for his final stint across the line. Does he improve? He does not. Let's go back to Peanuts. And in front of him, Zox. Has the toe worked? We're about to find out. Zox down there in P14. He's come out on the mediums. Where is he going to put himself? Goes up to 5th, and Peanuts right behind him in 6th. Oh, and a scary teleport right there. I Love Controller coming across. Can't quite catch Sex. But that's provisional front row for I Love Controller. Coming across the line. No, he's gone into the pits. Oxygen bails out of that one. Here's Moggs. Can Moggs reclaim pole? He does.
Man,
by 3.5 tenths into the 29s.
Into the 29s. That is
Sex
quick.
can't improve. Sex had invalidated. So that's that for Sex. I think Big Jim's had... Yeah, he's definitely done something wrong. He's working with a new setup there, Big Jim. He's got himself a nice rig, so he's getting used to it all. Currently will be starting from 14th. Is that Jules I see in the lobby?
Oh, did he join? Did he make it?
I don't know. I see him on my timing board.
I got a very late request for an invite just now.
Tycho Hendricks might have tried to get in as well and unfortunately didn't make it. Window could not get into the top 10, so he'll have fresh set of tyres there to start the race. So 28 laps of China coming up, led by this man, Moggs, back-to-back pole laps. Still 9/10 off what he did in his hot lap, but you'd expect that given that the conditions were not ideal today. 28 laps.
It certainly looks pretty ideal right now, doesn't it?
It's
nice
getting
and funny
there.
now.
The track evolution was, continuous, I guess.
That's what you want. That's the perfect quali session in my eyes.
I would prefer these kind of conditions in the race. I love a wet to dry kind of thing. One of my favorites. So, people out there in the chat, on Twitter, on YouTube, what are your predictions? Last week we had Sex finishing way down the order, but he's come out today and shown what he's made of. Zox there with the alternate strategy on the mediums in P5 is a great shout. And then, of course, down in 11th, Window with probably the ideal spot where if you can't be up at the top, you want to be in P11, not P10, not P9.
Free tie choice.
And the same for Jules. If Jules actually gets on the board, he'll be going for a last to first challenge at the late entry with free tyre choice. And you'd think he starts on the mediums, but he is an aggressive driver, Jules, so maybe he goes for the fresh softs off the bat.
Kiwi in the chat. P8, congratulations.
Yeah, well done, Kiwi. That's a great showing. There are some drivers behind you, Kiwi, that on any other day, you'd be like, oh, they're going to be way up the field for me. So you've done a fantastic job. That second race set up for yourself, you're looking good. The practice, man. Practice makes perfect. Jules, no time. So there's our lineup. Moggs in P1, Sex P2. The second row, I Love Controller and J Rocket. The third row, Zox, Peanuts. Fourth row, Confirmed. And I didn't see who else. And everyone must have hit ready up really quickly.
Too fast.
So we're looking forward to China, 28 laps, 5.4 kilometers. And from what I could gather, a dry race, but probably not a clean, nice warm track. I don't know. Temperature can play a factor here. How did you find the tyres in Tier 2?
I didn't have too many problems. I had a bit of a mix-up with my strat. I wanted to try out the hards. I didn't get a chance to, unfortunately.
That is a shame.
But like the mediums were pretty nice, honestly.
And a refresh of the rules, as we just have a quick look. Remember, we don't use the traditional setup of your top 10 points. Everybody gets points so long as you finish and classify yourself. So first place getting 60 instead of the usual 25. And your first, second, and third in qualifying get 3 points, 2 points, and 1 point. And of course, the madness, no ghosting, caused a few issues in Tier 2. We'll have to see what happens in Tier 1. Any predictions from you, Chris? What do you think's going to happen here?
Oh man, I don't know. Boggs is bloody quick, still as usual.
As usual. We've got everyone from P9.
Jules managed to get into the session. Did you?
Yeah, it's showing me Jules in P15 on the hards.
There he is. Look at him.
Let's go on board.
He's made it after all.
He is
Bit
here.
of a spicy strat.
That is an interesting way to go for it. If it was me, I would not be starting on the hards. But Jules was a fan of the hards here, so maybe that will help him push a bit more.
So he'll be the one stuff hard to soft?
Definitely.
Oh,
definitely. You don't go hard to medium. You don't go hard to medium.
I suppose so, right?
I don't understand the medium hard strat. I guess if it's really hot and you're really struggling with the tyre wear, then that's where that one comes
depends on
in.
tyre wear.
But
The
surely,
softs don't last very long. This track eats the softs up.
surely you don't go hards to mediums. Surely.
We were fortunate in the Tier 2 race, well, fortunate, quotes, to have a safety car draw out the first few laps of the race, so the soft runners had the chance to go hards without too many worries. But if you're on a soft that you've qualified on, it'll be a struggle.
You're already going to be
Jules doing it the other way
nudging
around,
20%.
Yeah.
Especially if you've done like 2 laps on them like I Love Controller did. Because I'm
So
pretty sure
Jules-
he'll be on those tyres.
Jules won't have... Oh, yeah, no, true. Yeah, those tires will be pretty awful pretty quickly. So Jules will be the one
finished
to
the
watch
lineup.
from the back then.
No drama
But-
during the formation lap, which is great to see.
You love to see it.
And everyone from P9 down on the option, the only one in the top 9, the top 8 on the mediums is Zox. So let's see, it's going to be a scrap out at the front with Moggs leading them away. The lights are gone. Kiwi's got a drive-through penalty for the start.
Oh,
It looks like J-Rocket's been a bit slow off the mark. He's been gobbled up there at the start. It's 3
Oh, there's
wide,
touch
2
of
wide
back.
into the start. Sex has taken first position off Moggs. Moggs is sleeping, and Zox is up into 3rd.
so I think Jules and Shadow might have come together at the back there. Something went down.
We see Ubiquitous Shadow at the back with a penalty. I don't even have it on my board as how many seconds.
Can I see?
5 seconds for
Figure it out.
Ubiquitous Shadow.
5 seconds, there we go.
Straight off the bat. Let's look at the movement. Oxygen moving up into 5th. Up 4
Oh, Piero.
spots.
Piero's out in the dirt. He's dropped right back now.
Oh, poor Piero. That will not be good for Piero. Or his psyche.
He was talking up a big game earlier on, so that's definitely going to be damaging.
Oh, how's this though? Sex jumping Moggs off the line.
Wow.
He just... He said, you know what? You know, you're faster than me, Moggs. That's what I'm always saying. But I got an ace up my sleeves. And that's the inside line at turn 1.
There's so much to gain and so much to lose at T1 here in China.
Well, there's a battle down the back. Is that Peanuts? It is. Peanuts and confirmed. They're weaving, they're diving. There's a late move. Oh, he's a bit untidy. Jules there having a look at Peanuts. Has to go deep to avoid any drama. Big Jim in the background making a move and getting around window.
Peanut's very wide.
And Kiwi serving his penalty nice and early. The upside, if there's anything for poor old Kiwi, is that his tyres will look a bit better. And Shadow must have had some damage because he looks like he's coming in for a wing change. Let's have a quick look. Oh no, he's at the other end of the pit lane. This has got to hurt. That is absolutely a wing change for Shadow.
He was definitely one of the cars caught up in that launch drama.
Let's go back on board with P2 with Moggs as he's trying to chase down Sex. Not too many gaps. I'd say the biggest gap on the field, other than the 2 guys at the back who've had some pit lane entrances, is confirmed with 2 seconds. Everyone else inside 2 seconds. As I think, is it next lap? The start of lap 3 where DRS is enabled.
Sure should be.
And there's Moggs with that tight line around 12 and 13. Or someone's gone wide. Have they managed to stick it? I think it's Zox.
Oh, no.
Oh, that start from Zox. He's lost
No
out
damage,
big time.
Unfortunately.
He just couldn't handle it around 12 and 13.
It is remarkably easy to do.
I can't believe I didn't do it.
Actually in Tier 2, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a couple of moments where I'm sitting there going, I'm going to do it now. I'm going to do it. It's going to happen. And I didn't. Moggs now 6/10 behind Sex.
What a great three-way battle here with Peanuts. Who else is this? Confirmed?
Oh, confirmed only 1/10
Hey, Rocket?
behind.
No.
Did Confirmed just
And
make a move on
Jules as well.
Jules?
Yes, I think so.
He's got the
Look at
DRS.
the three of
He's
them
trying to get
through. This is
Peanuts as
great.
well. Inside line here. Jules is a spectator. Oh no, Confirmed's gone too.
Very
Inside.
much on the inside.
That might benefit
Get a
Peanuts,
warning
but
for that.
he's held it. Peanuts with the inside line. It's tight.
Oh.
Jules is trying to...
He's trying to split them.
He's trying to go up the middle. There's contact. In the background is Zox. Confirmed gets a corner cutting penalty for his efforts. And I think the biggest benefiter out of all of that was Jules, who's up 7 spots. Can he make it one more? I think Zox squeezed through there as well. Someone's gone around. I think it's confirmed in the back. Oh no, it's gone from bad to worse. He's in the middle of it all. Jules is on a mission. What do you got on those hards, Jules? Just throwing everything at it. Oh, here we go. He's falling back. Does he get the DRS? He needs to get back inside the DRS of Zox. He does still have it. Piero is making the move from behind. He goes for the dive. The move that Chris failed to make on me in Tier 2.
It wasn't a failure so much as an absolute disgrace.
He can't quite make it work. Jules wide off the exit. Turn 16. That'll benefit Piero. Jules now falling back quite a bit.
Great battle in here between 5th and 6th right now. Joe and Peanuts. Sorry.
Oh, Peanuts is
right.
7th.
Joe and
Rocket.
I can read. It's okay.
Oh, Piero, a little bit of a moment there. All right, let's get away from Piero, who's got the glitch. The unfortunate glitch.
Oh, you'd love to hear it.
It's my favorite noise. Is that a solid impression or what?
Amazing.
Big Jim into the pits. That's a very early stop from Big Jim. Has he got damage?
Very early.
He must have had damage.
What compound is he on? Where is he?
Compound, he's coming out on the hards. So unless he's just started on the softs and they've just been horrible. I don't think he did though. Let's have a look. Let's leave that on for a little bit. Joe picking up a penalty for too many warnings in the pack. That's going to be crucial later on. Now Windows got the back of Piero in his sights while Piero is looking to make a move on Jules. Jules goes defensive, tries to hold the line. Where's Piero in the middle of this? He's up the inside. Jules is holding the inside for the last quarter. Takes the racing line and holds the position. Well done, Jules. And in the meantime, Zox has just disappeared.
So we caught Big Jim swapping tyres to the hards. He's just had a big moment going around the long arm left-hander where he's slipped right out, just dropped it on those tyres. So they're not quite as peachy as I think Jules would make it out to be. So pretty impressive run he's having with that in mind.
Oh, this bug is just so annoying, but I really want to watch this fight as Piero goes up the inside. Can he make it stick? No. Around turn 6, coming up to the flat left-hand turn 7. Piero with the ideal line. Jules will have to sacrifice some speed. Piero goes around the outside, setting him up for the inside of turn 8. There's a little bit of contact, wheel to wheel. I think it's Piero that comes away with the goods there, though. Well done, Piero. That's a brave move.
Good racing from Piero.
Jules just not in a great spot for that entry of turn 7. And now he's gone deep into turn 10. Turn 11,
on those tyres. The tyres just aren't as good. Everyone around him is on fast compound.
Yeah, he's got to try and conserve and limit the damage. I Love Controller looking to make a move on Mog soon. We're following Window with the DRS train. I don't think he's going to get an opportunity. Oh, big dive! Jules might have gone early. Window has to lock up. Nobody gets hurt. We're okay. Nobody gets hurt.
Might have spooked Jules a bit deeper into that corner as well.
Moggs and Sex are battling it out. Moggs is trying to put the moves on Sex. Sex is trying to hold him up at turn 1 and 2. There's a bit of a train in behind Moggs as well. I Love Controller and Oxygen are keeping up. Joe not too far behind that, and J-Rocket as well. This is our front battle, 6 ways.
That is crazy. It's unbelievable how close they still are up front there.
Confirmed out back, trying to put a move on Kiwi, but will stick. Oh, there's a yellow flag in Sector 2. Who's come off? It's Peanuts.
Peanuts.
Peanuts definitely losing out there around the hairpin of turn 6. All right, here's where Moggs can pounce. He usually gets a really good exit here, but we're 5 laps on these softs. Oh, this is done and dusted. The DRS isn't even open yet. He's got it done. Look at the speed difference. Moggs into P1. Let's see if Sex can hold up. Just cling on. They both lock up. Sex might have held that a bit better. He gets a better exit. Moggs is still in the lead. Oh, this contact! Sex has gone deep!
Oh, that's a big one.
I think he wanted to pit. And maybe he thought that Moggs was going to as well. Oxygen comes in to clean up. Into P1 after that move. We'll have to look at that in the post-race.
That pit entry is pretty terrifying. I think you mentioned it last race.
Oh,
People
it's
diving
scary when someone's
behind
you. Yeah. Yeah, not much Moggs can do there. He had the racing line. He was... Oh, look at him going deep. Maybe Moggs should have gone into the pits. These softs, they're just not holding up anymore. Oxygen on the mediums. Look at this. He's pulled out a second and a bit. And Joe closing in from behind. This decision to stick it out one more for Moggs is not paying dividends at the moment. But I think his plan is to try and one-stop it, and he probably just doesn't want to pull the trigger too early.
Oh, no.
Oxygen's had a spin! Oh no, and Moggs trying to avoid it. He gets a moment. Joe's up.
Both of them
Joe's up into P1! Joe! P1! What is this?
So, good time to remind everyone that ghosting is indeed turned off. So that car was a solid car blocking the track. So everyone's done really
great
well
moves
to avoid it.
From Moggs and Joe to avoid that damage.
The reflexes, far out.
Joe, of course, with 3 seconds of penalties up in the lead. Is that what it says in the game as well? Yeah, it does. Cool. Just checking that my timing is the same.
It's not lying to you.
So everybody that's got a penalty that you can see on the board is 3 seconds currently. And there you go. Moggs is into the pits. 1 second after Sex, who's come out on the mediums. 21 laps on the mediums. You can do it, but he'll be hoping for a safety car. J-Rocket is looking at making a move on Joe. Joe, for some reason, is an AI.
Has he dropped down?
And Oxygen in behind. They're both looking at him. The AI is not set very high in this league, so this is an opportunity for them both.
Yeah, this is interesting.
Oxygen's up into P2. J-Rocket, they're all holding on. They're trying to get a better line. The AI is just blocking, slowing everybody down. Where's Moggs come out? That decision to stay out. Look at the gap. Okay, Oxygen gets past Joe. Is Joe still an AI? He is. Let's have a quick look at Sex, who has come out behind Moggs. I suppose he probably had to change his wing after that. It did look like there was probably damage. Moggs has gone the hards. Sex has come out on the mediums. So that'll be really interesting to see what happens as the rest of the race plays out. The big movers up the back there, Window and Jules, they won't be coming in anytime soon. And I love Controller. If my eyes don't deceive me, I love Controller's got the net lead here. We missed that.
Has he? Far out.
He's boxed, he's out on mediums, and he's in P8.
Good on him. So now, we don't think the medium's going to last all the way to the end, so he's got another stop in him.
Well, it's
Trying
doable.
the one stop.
It is doable. 20 laps on the mediums can be done, but it's not going to be easy.
He's not going to be faster than Moggs at the end then.
No, definitely not. But he has just set the fastest lap of the race.
He's faster right now.
Zox now up into P3, trying to get around J-Rocket. J-Rocket on the soft compound, the last one left on the softs. He's probably really feeling it now. Joe, whatever's happened to Joe, if he's still an AI, he has really lost out here. What a shame for Joe. Window, who's sticking to the back of Jules.
I think Joe's back in. I think Jules might be in AI right now. Yeah, he is. It's interesting.
So Jules had to step away for a second, letting the AI take over, and Window taking full advantage of the situation. And I Love Controller, who has boxed, has just caught them both. Looks to go the inside of Jules. Thinks better of it. Probably a bit too tight there, especially with the AI. They're a little scary. They love to shut the door.
They absolutely will shut the door on you.
And Window just breaking away. There's that difference. Why it pays to be in control of your car the whole time. J-Rocket pitting. Joe back up into third. He was leading the race at one point, but unfortunately has fallen that far behind.
He's going for the hards as well.
J-Rocket onto the hards with
Probably pretty
18
comfortable
laps to
one
go.
now.
That's definitely all the way to the end. I would have gone on the mediums.
You reckon you can make the mediums last?
Definitely.
What does the game think mediums last? Like 16?
I think it's more like 16, yeah. I think the game's telling you that they can't make it, but I mean, I think they absolutely can. Here we go. I Love Controller with the fresh mediums, just slicing and dicing his way through the field. He's now got 2 cars between him and Moggs. Moggs now, though, on the back of Jules. We'll go on board with Moggs. He's already passed Jules. Just as I say that.
Jules still an AI at the moment.
Here comes Sex.
Losing out big time.
Gorgeous green, red, orange, multicolored car. I like that one.
Look at that move.
Oh, there's a little bit of contact. That's what we were saying about the AI. The AI does not like to give any quarter. And he's on his way.
That might have been one sec, so he might have closed the door a little bit too hard.
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
But no harm, no foul, looks like. No one's died.
I don't think Jules has any damage, so we're all good there. But, I mean, the damage is that he's not in control of his car, and he's going backwards.
Yeah. That is hurting big time. I mean, yeah, 75 AI, these drivers in this tier are just so much faster than that, and so much more consistent.
How are we feeling about any predictions? It's been quite a topsy-turvy first 11 laps of the race.
Yeah, Moggs is... Well, he's not in the lead of the race right now. Not in the net lead, right?
No, net lead is definitely I Love Controller in P5.
The one stop, though, was the yellow
flag. Big Jim's gone round.
Yep. Yeah, no, it's... I think right now it's probably his to lose. I Love Controller is going to have to really pull away on those mediums if he is going to do another stop. If he's not, then it'll be very exciting towards the end.
Moggs now on the back of Window as he cuts his way through a field. We were just on board with Oxygen, the race leader. But now we're with Moggs, who's just picked up a 3-second time penalty. The first of the front... The first of the front leaders who have all boxed to get a penalty. So if Sex can just stay clean for the rest of the race, as Moggs takes his tight line and just nails it, taking the position from Window around the corner.
He's going to tow Window all the way down the straight, which is never good, but I don't think it's going to be enough for Window to get back.
What has just happened there? That was a bit weird with my... I just watched someone go into the pits and I don't know why. So we've got some more people coming in the pits. Joe is into the pits. Zox is into the pits. Zox is going to the hards from the medium. So he's doing the medium hard strat. I don't get it, but apparently it works.
Joe will make it no problem to the end.
Joe has cleared his penalties by the look of him, potentially. Which will help for later on. No, he hasn't. Never mind. I was just hiding it from him.
Is it 3 seconds?
I think it's 3 seconds, yeah. You don't clear them, do you?
Yeah, you don't clear the track limits penalties.
Sex now with 4-lap-old mediums versus Window's 11-lap-old mediums. Window hoping to go at least probably another 6 laps or so. The softs can go 10 laps, but it's not pretty. It is not pretty.
Yeah, as we've seen, we've had a few drivers pushing it that far and just struggling.
Kiwi now catching Ubiquitous Shadow. Kiwi who had a false start. And is still trying to make up some spots. On 4-lap old hards.
What straight is Shadow running here? He started on the hards, right?
I'm not sure. The problem was he had to... If you start on the hards and then you have damage,
yeah,
and you have to go a tyre compound change, you don't exactly want to go... Like, you have to change, right? You don't want to lock yourself in to having to box again. And it's too early to go soft, so... I guess the mediums are the option.
Unfortunate.
He'll be banking on a late safety car for him to gain any more spots.
No doubt.
Kiwi trying to close in on Ubiquitous Shadow. We've got movement up the top as Oxygen comes into the pits. Piero now has the net race lead on 12-lap old mediums. Kiwi thinks about it, decides better. He'll have another chance down the main straight. Shadow looks like he got the better exit. DRS open again. Closing in the gap, under 6/10 now. And Zox has just passed Oxygen as Oxygen's just come out of the pits. We'll have a look at that battle in a minute. Kiwi's still kind of sniffing at Ubiquitous. But I think Ubiquitous will hold him out for another lap at least. Let's look at Oxygen, who was leading the race for a good period of time after having a little bit of a moment a bit earlier on. There's another yellow flag. Is it Jules? Could it be Jules or is it Kiwi? I think Kiwi's just gone round.
Sector?
Sector 2.
Can't tell.
Looks like car number 13. Well, car in place 13, not number 13, I should say. Oxygen trying to catch up with DRS. Zox has caught Window. Window just going backwards, trying to hold out on that first stint. He doesn't want to come in yet, but he may have to. There he goes into the pits. As both Zox and Oxygen go a bit wide there.
They are really abusing that track limit line.
Oxygen picking up the penalty for his efforts.
Deserved.
The interesting part about that is we saw Moggs take a very similar line during qualifying and not being pinned for it, which is interesting.
Around the last corner?
Yeah, around the last corner.
So I
Oxygen trying to go up the inside, sorry to cut you off. Can he make it stick? I don't think he's had to lock up. There might have been a bit of contact. We don't have the best view of it. But he's got the move done on Zox. Can Zox come back at him? He's trying. He wants it. He's gone inside. Oxygen's now got the inside for the right-hander. Zox tucks back in. This isn't done yet. They're still going at it. Both of them on the hard tyres. They've both got fresh tyres. And I think that's it for that little battle. They both lock up. Sorry, what were you saying?
That was. That last corner, the exit. You can definitely get away with it sometimes if you stay outside the track sometime, you know what I mean? You can't just hang wide and rejoin gently. Sometimes the game won't punish you for it.
Look at this move.
Zox coming back.
Look at this move. The pace difference. And he tucks into the racing line, but he's deep. Oxygen's going to try and get him on the exit.
Is that a cut?
It's back and back. They're just like topsy-turvy around the last corner. It's anyone's position at the moment. This fighting is probably bringing in Joe and J-Rocker behind them. They're still going at it.
They learned a lesson that time around.
You'd hope so.
It's a great little scrap.
I love controller now catching Piero, who's yet to box. 14 laps now on those mediums. But this battle is not over yet. Oxygen still hanging on to Zox, wanting to make the move. Can he get it done? The flat left-hander, turn 7. You take it in 7th gear. You're not going 700 k's an hour. It's a shame I can't involve more 7s in that analogy. Is this section Dargons? Do we call these the Dargons? They're not really. Kind of are.
I don't know. Might need a community vote on whether or not they're Dargons.
We might need to find out from the
Peanuts.
the Peanuts. Yes, indeed. Window now has come out. He's finally pit. There's still one driver left on his starting tyre, and that's Piero out in front. Window on fresh softs, fresh hards, I beg your pardon, around Jules. But these two are still going at it. Zox tries to block Oxygen. Oxygen going for the
so much
switcheroo.
curb. That's right. I wonder
it
if
was
he's
tight.
getting for that.
If anyone can check, it's definitely you. Zox is going to try and come back at him here. Now Zox has the DRS down the pit straight, and he's back into the position. I Love Controller has now taken P1, and who's that? Is it confirmed around the back car in P14? It is. He's had a moment. It's one of the trickier corners.
That hairpin, I think Oxygen did get a warning of that. He's taking a lot of liberties with that curb on the inside of the hairpin.
And Jules on the hards has come into the pits while Piero, who started on the mediums, is now the last driver yet to box.
Wow.
So Jules just not able to get anything out of those hards. So you'd have to...
damage. He's changing his wing.
Ah, there you go. So I wonder when he picked that up.
Yeah, I don't know. They might have forced his hand. He might have boxed a bit earlier than he wanted.
Here comes Moggs on Piero.
Right.
When will Piero pull the trigger? And where is he going to come out? That is the big question. How is this long stint going to affect Piero? If he can go a couple more laps, which he is, he's not going yet. If he can go a couple more laps, I think he'll be able to get on the softs. But because we haven't seen that safety car, which we saw two of.
Too clean.
And there we go. Moggs gets around Piero, which you'd expect to happen, given that the tyre difference is so astronomical. Piero's still on for some good points, though. You'd have to say.
He is.
Now Moggs chasing down I Love Controller, who doesn't have any penalties, while Moggs does have 3 seconds to his name. I Love Controller definitely in the driver's seat for this one. Oxygen and Zox still going at it. It's 6/10 the difference. It's been 6/10 for the last however many laps, 3 or 4 laps. Someone has had another incident at the hairpin. P13, it's confirmed again. Confirmed is not having a great day.
Bit of a struggle.
He must have had damage. Into the pits he goes. So Oxygen's given up a couple of tenths to Zox. Is this the moment Zox can break the toe? He can't quite. Oxygen holds on. Joe's coming into this now, though. Joe's managed to bridge that gap. It's now only 1.2 seconds. What do you got, Joe? Let's see you make a move. Moggs now on the hard, setting the fastest lap of the race at 1:34.5. He means business. If he's going to win this race, he's not only got to pass I Love Controller, he's got to beat him by 3 seconds. Joe with a 1:34.5 as well.
Wow.
Joe's a man on a mission. He can smell it. And Zox is wondering what that noise is behind him. Guess what, Zox? It's still Oxygen.
These two... How many laps have they been going for it?
About 4 or 5
Eight.
now. Who's into the pits? It's Ubiquitous Shadow. There he goes, having to box again. Probably for softs, but he could go mediums again. A bit of a try to survive the damage, mitigate the disaster. There he is, he's back on mediums. So he'll come out somewhere around Jules. And and Ubiquitous and Jules will have to fight it out for the back of the pack, which is not what they were hoping for.
No, but it is where they both started, I think.
Oxygen now with the toe, the DRS, 6/10 behind Zox, refuses to leave it. He wants it. He needs it. He's tidy, he's clean. He's now inside 4/10, but Zox got a much better exit there, managed to gain a 10th. DRS opens for Oxygen. I don't think he'll be able to make a move here, but it'll be interesting to see what they do into turn 1. They're both on the same tyres. They're pretty much the same tyre, or when they boxed, pretty much the same. It's 1 lap difference. That's marginal. So it's really who can make the most of them. Who can keep them from overheating? The hard's, of course, probably the least likely tyre to do so, but when you're in traffic and you're dealing with this kind of drama, it's on the cards. Piero still hasn't boxed! He's in P4 on 18 laps on these mediums, surely!
Does he know that you need to box before the end of the race?
He's clinging his way to the back of Sex in order to gain the DRS, I suppose, for as long as he can. Oh, Joe's just doubled his penalties. He's now got 6 seconds. Penalties certainly going to be a factor. Oh, who's that? Is that the dulcet tones of Biggles?
It could be, sir. It could be. How's this race going here in China? 1928, if I'm not mistaken.
Welcome,
Correct.
my friend.
Weren't expecting to see you today. Where'd you come from?
From the shadows.
Oxygen on the back of Zox. 3/10 now, the closest has been for a while. As Piero finally comes in. He's done it. He's pulled the trigger. Lap 20, Piero comes in. Does he go softs? Surely. What else is there to do? If he goes hards, I quit. I walk out.
Softs.
It's softs. Oh, he's going to be a monster for the rest of the race. Oxygen just can't get it done.
Well, I sent him a message, guys. He was saying, does he need to pit? And I'm like, I sent him a message saying, you need to pit, mate.
Did you get on his radio?
I think I Love Controllers had a moment. Something's happened. Moggs is he was a second and a bit behind I Love Controller, and now he's leading the race. We missed it, but there's a back marker there, so I wonder if there was any drama.
I'm sure we'll hear about it if there was.
Moggs now has to overcome 3 seconds of time penalties. I Love Controller just needs to stick in his toe, and he's won the race. That's all he has to do. 8 laps, no mistakes. Can he do it? DRS opens. The gap was 9/10. He's already gained like 3/10 down the straight. And in the back there, you've got Big Jim fighting with Confirmed. They're not giving up. They want the points. They want to bank as much as they can.
There are good points to make down there. So don't get down on them too much.
And guess who's coming for... Sex is at the pit again. Sex is into the pits. Guess who's on the back of Zox again? Oh, they're right up each other. What is this? This is so scary. Confirmed trying to stay out of the way. He doesn't want to affect this. Zox has been holding onto this position for 7 laps. And he's done it like a champ. Some of the best defensive driving we've seen so far out of the 4 races we've had. I think the only move I've seen that was better was last week when Piero managed to use someone else to block Jules from overtaking.
Yeah. 5D chess, that is.
Sex has thrown caution to the wind and has come in to go 7 laps on the softs. And guess who's right behind him? It's the monster. It's Piero.
Can I get a screen share or an invite? Catch the rest of this exciting.
Oh, you might have to open it up on the stream.
Yeah, I'm watching it on Twitch.
Piero already losing out a few seconds there, so he's Lost the toe. This is where the DRS line is. It's around the corner here. He should have it. Oxygen and Zox are going at it. I've just seen
Bit
them.
of contact happening. They're getting a bit desperate, I think, down there.
Oh no. Oh, they're right next to each other. Here we go again. Zox now behind Oxygen, this time with the DRS. And this just seems to be what happens. Oxygen will get him on the back straight, and Zox will just play his card cleverly and then just take it back on the pit straight.
Well, that might not be compatible with the last lap when we get there.
Very true.
So it will be interesting to watch.
Piero, the first man into the 33s. And you know what? He doesn't even have a purple sector to his name. Fastest lap of the race, most consistent
wow, look at that.
driver.
That's true. Our fastest sectors currently belong to, who's that? Oxygen in Sector 1 and Sex in 2 and 3.
So Sex has overcome 3 seconds already on J Rocket. I just
Sex
don't
is
know.
going blisteringly fast.
Oh, how can you? Like, it's 14 seconds just to get the next place. But then if he gets there, he's on for 3 or 4 spots. But there's only 6 laps left. I don't know.
Yeah,
the maths doesn't seem right to me.
He's going fastest of anyone on track right now, but is it going to be enough?
Here we go. Oxygen again. He's probably too far back to do it on the back
Quite
straight.
a ways back this time around.
So Zox has done better through Sector 2. But that's under 5 tenths. The last turn, he's gained another 10th. The DRS opens. I Love Controllers in the pits. The medium's just not doing it for him. Oxygen goes up the inside. Zox now hanging on. Oxygen finally goes into T1 and takes the lead. Oh, not the lead, sorry. Takes the position. The way these guys have been battling, I thought it was for the lead.
It feels like it.
Sex almost breaks the 32s with a low 33. Fastest lap
Where's
of the
a lot
race.
of control gone? A lot of control boxed again?
He did. He boxed for the softs. So those tyres are just not holding out for them. So that's essentially put Oxygen and Zox up into the podium.
Look at that.
And here they go again. Zox trying to go up the inside. He's setting himself up, but he couldn't quite stick it. He concedes the position to Oxygen. Concedes the line. But he's still there. He's not going anywhere. Here comes the back straight. Oh, Oxygen's a little loose there. It's 3 tenths at the start of the back straight. Who's going to have the better exit? I think Zox had to lift to make sure he didn't hit Oxygen. But now he's got the toe and then DRS, and he's just going to zoom past.
The toe is unbelievably powerful down here.
The gap now from Sex to P5 is under 12 seconds, but I just don't think he's going fast enough.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it, does it?
Can Oxygen now return the favour? Zox has done this a few times where he's giving it a little wobble. He's saying, no, I don't want to! I don't want
Shaking
to!
his head.
Lap 24 of 28. We're into the dying few laps here. These guys are in for a podium out of nowhere.
So yeah, what I was trying to say earlier, the finish line arrives really quickly after the last corner there. So if you're in front going into the last corner, you will probably cross the line first, barring some big incident.
Yeah, and it's not going to be
So I don't know.
DRS that helps you, does it? Because that DRS is like 3 meters before the line.
So you need to be ahead after that back straight. That's where to do it. That'll be
I
a
Love
fast
Controller has caught Sex and is trying to pass him. The man who we thought might win this race, who then boxed for a set of softs, now battling it out in P7. That'll be I'd love to find out from these guys what the story is there, because we didn't think any of them would come back in again.
Yeah, underestimated the tires or overestimated them, I suppose.
I guess these guys really needed a safety car to make it work. Oh, I Love Controller really bottles it there. Has to bail out.
Apart from
loses
that,
a lot of time.
Apart from that moment, he was setting a blistering lap.
Here's Zox on the inside on Oxygen, and all of this battling has
Oh,
brought Joe in. Is there
Who's that?
contact?
I don't think so. Someone just dropped it behind them. Who was that? Sex?
I can't tell. There's too many of them. I think it was Joe. Joe was right up behind them. And he's lost out. Joe's lost lost out to J-Rocket now.
It's not
J
where you
Rocket
want to
up
be
in
in the
a
last
fourth.
couple laps.
J-Rocket could be in with a podium here because P3 Oxygen has 3 seconds of penalties. J-Rocket just has to stay within 3 seconds, and it's only 3.5. So Moggs on 16-lap old hards. I mean, you'd think he goes to the end, but from what we've seen, who knows? Surely you don't box from here.
IGP final lap stops right here.
So I Love Controllers got through Sex, but the gap is now only 8 seconds. So the last couple of laps, they've brought it down about 3 seconds. It's still just not fast enough. They're quick. They're going insanely quick, but they're just not... It's just too big a gap.
It is a lot to overcome.
I've got to wonder if Sex has had some damage. He's fallen back 1.5 seconds off I Love Controller. It doesn't look like he's got anything, but it's entirely possible. What's happened to Jules? Jules is retired.
Oh no, where is that?
I can't see where he is. Where we got P13.
He's already
He's just
retired.
near the back. He's pulling over the side of the road. And that's unfortunate for Jules. I don't know what's happened there.
Engine explosion, maybe.
Yes, the team has gotten on the radio and said, "Okay, Jules, we need you to retire the car. Retire the car."
Engine off.
Joe now closing the gap back on J-Rocket. J-Rocket's given up a couple of tenths to the guys in front. He needs to try and stay within 3 seconds. And he's got a podium. Moggs, who has 3 seconds of penalties, has a gap of 6 seconds to Zox. And Zox doesn't seem like he's getting any closer. And this battle, now for a podium, which we did not expect when it was like P7, P8, is still going. Have they just like kind of settled down into a rhythm here? Has Oxygen decided, okay, look, I've got 6 seconds of penalties. Wait, when did that happen? I thought he only had 3 seconds. So
Okay.
that might be why the battle is sizzled
Maybe.
a bit.
Maybe he's pulled out a little bit. Yeah, I mean, if it's 6 seconds, that'll be track limits, and it's so easy to do. Especially when you're battling like these two guys are.
Yeah.
Like, how many times has... We've seen... It must have been actually from him cutting that hairpin just there. Going very
'cause he
deep.
did that a
very
couple of
deep into
laps.
the curb.
Yeah.
Yeah, that means Rocket will get that position. Rocket will get that final podium. If I'm not
J
mistaken.
Rocket,
Oxygen,
after
6 seconds.
DNFing,
Yeah.
he had a DNF in quite a spectacular fashion last week.
Mm-hmm.
He's potentially got a podium.
It's looking pretty good for him.
He's just got to pray that Joe doesn't do anything silly for the last 2 laps because Joe's all over him. All right, where are you, Moggs? We're going to watch Moggs for his last lap. Confirmed is into the pits. He's had enough of his tyres. He's not had a great day. Ubiquitous Shadow just pitted before, so they might be going for fastest lap, these guys.
Mm-hmm.
The 3 points that are on offer, they're both put on the softs.
They're gonna duke it out for this lap then.
That's right. You can do it, can't you, with the new point system you mentioned? Everybody gets a
Indeed,
point.
yeah. It's open to anybody who finishes. That's all you got to do.
I'd have to
Just
say
gotta
too,
finish.
your Italian was perfecto before too. Perfecto.
Mamma mia. So the field does seem to have settled a bit. We don't have the 2 close battles. They're not really battles because of penalties. So if things stay this same for the last lap, nothing should change. But anything is possible.
Well, yeah, you know that the penalties aren't really going to stop them from giving it a crack. Track
Yeah,
position always feels good.
And besides, Chris takes bribes up here, so
He's said it
true.
multiple times. He's never
I'm not
said
even
no.
trying to hide it. Like, send me money. Venmo me, please.
What do you guys think at home? How's this race been? Did you expect Moggs to come away with this after the incidences earlier? There's been no safety cars, but there's been so much action. So much going on. Let us know in the comments. And here's your hot lap. He was pole. He's probably not going to get the fastest lap of the race. He's struggling on these 19-lap-old hards, but he's making it work. Oh no. Zox. Zox is only 4 seconds behind here. Moggs has a 3-second time penalty.
Oh yes, 3. That's what I was just about to ask. Yeah.
It couldn't happen, could it? It couldn't happen.
Be a last lap Lando. Okay, last lap Zox. No, 1 second.
Oh, surely not. It's down to 3.8.
There's a horse and cart going up the street right now. Yeah. Anyway, 3 seconds. 3.8.
3.9.
Almighty last couple corners.
Don't make a mistake here, Zox, of all the places. Here he comes around the final few turns. That's turn 15. He's turned 16. Has something happened to Zox in the background? I think he's made a mistake. He was probably pushing, hoping to grab it.
Touched Shadow. That's
the win. That's the win for Moggs. He holds on. And we're going to see a lot of jumbling around of the leaderboard.
Did Oxygen just get another penalty and go to 9?
He did, right at the end.
He did, yeah.
So he's cut that last corner a few too many times, and it's sent him backwards. 9 seconds of penalties to finish the race.
Surprisingly easy to do. It's not a track where you think that limits are an issue, but we discovered in practice, and we've proven today that some of these corners are a bit easy to get aggressive on.
These guys still going to
slide at the end.
Who's getting the fastest lap? Is there a fastest lap on left? These fresh tyres?
I don't think they managed it. The last.
No, I think Shadow got caught up in something at the end of his lap there.
Yeah, so who holds it? I think it's
it's Sex.
It's Sex with a 133 flat, which is a great lap. A very, very good lap. It's Big Jim, the last of the late finishers, but he's done it.
Get in there, Jim. That's a shout out there from Mighty Snout in the Twitch world. Get in there, Big Jim.
His first race with his new sim rig, so I'm sure he's got some time to learn how it goes and what is happening there. With maybe he needs a bit better internet connection as well. But we've seen everything today except a safety car.
Oh, don't. It's not over yet till Big Jim crosses the line. It could be a safety car.
I wouldn't. I mean, he's on 22 lap old hards. That's incredible.
With his internet connection right now.
Well done, Jim. It's never easy to throw in a whole bunch of new equipment into the fold.
Oh yeah, there'll be a learning curve, but he's finished the race and there's points for that.
Absolutely, 14th place, rounding up the finishers. The only one not to finish for the day was Jules, and Piero banks his second in a row driver of the day. I don't know if we're keeping points for that, but I think he'll take it.
It depends who gets
points for that dance, mate. That dance.
Well done, Moggs, back to back. I honestly didn't think he'd had it this one. I thought there were some challenges in the mix, but the superior tyre life from Moggs manages to stick it out. And I'm sure the guys, Sex and I Love Controller, were probably banking on Moggs pitting again. But he didn't, and he held P1. Zox, though, what a drive. Overcoming plenty of challenge, adversity. He even had a shout at P1 at the end there. Getting his podium, the Season 2 Tier 2 champion, now making a claim for Tier 1. J-Rocket, a great return to the fold. I love that noise, by the way. I don't know if that comes through on the stream. For J-Rocket up there in the Steam screenshot sound is my favourite. Oxygen, still with 9 seconds of penalties, holds on to P4. I Love Controller, you'd probably say he's probably a bit disappointed with that performance because he potentially had a race win there on the cards. And he's finished in P5. And Sex falling down to P7 after it looked like he was also up for a challenge. So, Chris, who was your driver of that race? Because it was It was an interesting one.
Yeah, it's a complicated question. I mean, that battle, Zox and Oxygen, was just fantastic to watch. Really good driving between the two of them. That was so entertaining. I really thought Jules was going to have a great race up until the retirement. Unfortunate towards the end there.
Yeah, a bit unlucky.
Not sure what happened. I'm sure we'll find out about that. But yeah, no, far out. Too many choices. Everyone's my driver of the day.
And Biggles, it was great to have you pop in there towards the end.
Yeah, good to see you.
What did you think of the laps that you got to see?
Yeah, what's your full race summary, please? I want an essay on my desk.
My full race summary. Yeah, let me get back to you after I watch all the highlights and replays. Yeah, no, it was good. Thanks, guys. Obviously, I joined a little late in the session there, but get ready for the Formula One coming up today. So.
Yes.
True.
When's that kickoff? Did they alter the race time, or was that just for before qualifying? It's probably a couple of hours away. Who's your tip, just before we head to the driver interviews, who's your tip for this evening?
I have to go with of course, our boy, right? Mr. Ricardo.
Mr. Ricardo. See, I reckon Lando's going to have a really good showing today.
Listen, it's un-Australian if you don't tip Ricardo.
Yeah, and that's un-Australian to talk about Lando.
I'm getting kicked from my own stream.
Yeah.
What's happening?
Open up the window, throw him out of the commentary box. Get it done. Anyway, guys, thanks.
That is a good kid.
I'll let you guys take it away, so I'm going to head off. So, good race. So I'm going to watch
Joining us.
Sure. I'll watch back the... Cool. See you guys.
See ya.
See you, mate. And we've got Moggs in here, so let's bring our race winner. Back-to-back race wins. We didn't think you had it in you, Moggs. We thought that after the shenanigans that were happening up the front, and we thought it was I Love Controller's race, but you managed it. You've done it with an almighty stint on the hards. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, that was it was full on at the start.
At the start?
Very full on.
What do you mean at the start? It was full on for about 28 laps. You got to tell me.
Yeah,
so
no, it was really good.
Those hards, we saw a whole bunch of people in behind you, 14, 15 laps on the hards, and they were just like, nah, this is not working, and they were boxing. And you managed quite a longer stint, so how were they feeling?
Towards the end, really bad. But with hards, you gotta give it a few laps, until around about 30% tire wear, until you actually feel any good from them. And then it went overcast for a little bit on the track. So I don't know if the track temperature dipped a little bit, but that's when I started feeling a little bit bad on them as well. But yeah.
Well done. Yeah, it was a great stint. Well done. Zox nearly had you.
Yeah.
Towards the end, tell us what happened, Zox. Congratulations on your podium. But you were hunting him down. It was under 4 seconds, and Moggs had 3 seconds of penalties. What was going on?
Honestly, final laps I was just pushing, and I think I was swerved in front of the stream when Oxygen was coming. I think you guys saw that. I was just trying to get him to work together so we could just try and catch Moggs, but I think that stopped him. And then we ended up gaining a lot of time, and then final hairpin, final lap. Ubiquitous sent it and just tapped me, and we went wide.
Oh, what a shame. What a shame. But still, P2. Have you done a Max Verstappen where you're sort of sitting there going, oh, what was meant to be? It was so close.
Yeah. I spun in the third lap or something as well.
Who didn't spin? I reckon every single person on the track had a moment.
Yeah, it was very hard.
It's very hard. Oh, look, we'll let him in here. He's got his hand up. We wouldn't normally do this, but he's got back-to-back driver of the days. Let's welcome Broccoli Piero back to the stream.
Calm down a little bit first.
That monster stint on the I'm sitting here going, when's he gonna box? When's he gonna box? He hasn't come in yet. How are those mediums going, mate?
Forgot about the tire rule.
The mediums were not bad. In my opinion, I could have gotten a podium if I didn't get absolutely destroyed in the first lap. because I got punted by Mr. Man. But in my opinion, my first lap was immense. I got a lot of positions in the first lap, and I'm pretty sure if I got through the first lap without getting punted, I would have got the podium. And yeah, the first stint was amazing. Second stint with the softs didn't go so well because he just dropped really hard. And yeah, that's about it.
And if he's there, he's come into the lobby. I just wanted to know from Oxygen, mate, you and Zox were going at it for pretty much half the race. Unfortunate that you picked up so many penalties, but that looked intense. How was it from your point of view?
I just picked up, I was really rusty, so I picked up the 3-second penalty in the first 15 laps. So I was kind of like, I wanted to overtake him and then create a 3-second gap. I probably should have let us work together and get to the lead and then battle for P2. But yeah, and then the last lap, I was just like, oh, I have 3 warnings. There's no way I can get 3 warnings, right? I can just push 100%.
And you managed to.
Definitely can get 3 warnings, no problems.
If you you can get it in one corner sometimes if you really send it. But anyway, Moggs, he's done it. Back-to-back wins, back-to-back poles. That is quite the start of the season, Moggs. Well done. Congratulations.
Thank you.
We're looking forward to not next week, but the week after. We're going to take a break now. I'm going to throw the calendar back up on the screen again. As we look forward, we've got the Netherlands coming up next on the 2nd of May for Tier 1 and Tier 2. Who here would put their hand up and say, Netherlands, yes, that's my piece of cake. Is it going to be you again, Moggs?
Netherlands.
This man.
Yeah, I'll give it a crack. Should be good.
Well, we're looking forward to it. Next race. Well, thank you everybody for joining us. It was a great race. We'll be back in 2 weeks to see more action and see who can handle the tricky track of the Netherlands. Goodbye.